So,
Thank you.
Jonathan, well, we got to get going here in a little bit, but that's a perfect scene to end with because it gives you an opportunity to kind of talk to all the young guys that showed up today to come see you. Aspiring actors, probably aspiring athletes. You know, all us guys when we're little, we all want to be the same thing growing up. You have your idols and the guys you look up to, but what would be your message to the guys here about searching for the wrong things or searching for the right things in the wrong places?
I think the first step towards discerning God's will on your life is having a really strong prayer life. Do we have to evacuate or something? We okay?
I hope not.
Having a really strong prayer life is a non-negotiable. You've got to set up non-negotiables in your spiritual life, just as you would in your day-to-day. In prayer, and for those who are Catholic here, confession, the sacraments, the Eucharist, all of that has to be non-negotiable. You have to have a relationship with Jesus Christ. You have to be able to go to Him with all your problems as well as your successes. You can't just thank Him when things are good and then, and forget about Him when it's convenient. You have to have a relationship throughout every part of your life, throughout every up and down, and especially when things are down, you got to rely on Him and you got to surrender to Him. That's been my whole trajectory. I think God brought me, 40 plus years in the wilderness to get to the point where I had no other choice but to rely completely on Him and His providence. And once I actually did that, that's when He said, okay, now you're ready for what I have planned for you. And until you do that, you're spinning. I was just spinning my wheels. But throughout that time, I still maintained an active prayer life. It's gotten much stronger, and I've gone much deeper in my walk with Christ since that day, since that moment. And the more I'm committed to Him, the more He shows up, the more He shows me what He wants from me. And no matter what it is, even to this day, I check in with Him. If I get a script that looks great, sounds great, the money looks like it's going to be good, I won't necessarily say yes until I talk to Him first. And I say, should I do this? Is this right? Is this good? And He'll tell me. And sometimes I really want to do it. And He's like, no, it's not for you. I'm like, but no, okay. And then I'll say no. And then all of a sudden, 6 months later, I'll inquire about this project that I said no to. I'm like, oh, I wonder whatever happened. And then I'll find out, like, yeah, the funding fell apart. It just didn't happen. I'm like, oh. So, He's got His eye on you always. He wants to be in relationship with you. Take Him up on that. Your life will never be the same. Thank you.
Thank God. Thank God. Thank the good Lord you said yes to us, brother. Jonathan Roumie, guys.
Thank you.
Hang with me. Hang with me here.